Hey everyone, welcome to AskRose Homework Help Live. Tonight we're going to be covering systems of equations and inequalities. Oh, can you make me a little bit smaller?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into our curriculum for tonight. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties, but it's okay. You can see everything. So things to know. When solving a system of equation, look for the easiest thing to solve first, then solve for it. And what you want to do is plug in and solve for other variables while you're working on it. I'm now gone, but I'm back. Awesome. Cool. So on to the next slide with our first example. So here we're going to be solving first for x and then for y. Or we're going to solve for y first because it's easier. So here you can see that we have 2x plus y plus 3y equals 35. And below we have x plus y equals 15. It's a lot easier for us to multiply this entire bottom equation by 2 so we can subtract the 2 from each other. Here, I'll show you exactly what I mean. Jake, I think it's fine, by the way. So here we're going to multiply the entire equation by 2, or both sides by 2. You can write it however you want. So here, this is actually going to look like 2x plus 3, y equals 35, over 2, awesome, x plus 2y equals 30. Cool. So what we just did is we made sure that our x's are the same here so that we can subtract this equation from this equation. So when we do it like this, we subtract that, our outcome is going to be, sorry about that, we'll go right below that. Our outcome is going to be just a singular y, and this is like we're subtracting this whole thing. Oh my gosh. New system tonight, sorry everyone. There we go, awesome. So we're going to subtract 2x from this 2x from this 2x, this 2y from this 3y, and this 30 from this 35. So we're going to get y equals 5. And we can take this into each individual step over here, right? 2x minus 2x, that equals 0. 3y minus 3y. Oh, my bad. Okay. 3y minus 2y equals y. And 35. Okay. So let's see if I can. I can't move it, but we'll just leave it right there. It's alright. Gotta move with the situation. Okay, so yeah, that y equals 5. All we did was we did 3y minus 2y, and that gave us just a singular y. 2x minus 2y, or 2x minus 2x equals 0, and 35 minus 30 equals 5. All right, so now that we have y equals 5, we're going to go ahead and plug it into our simpler equation, this one. And so when we plug in y equals 5, we get x plus 5 equals 15. We can go ahead and subtract a 5 from both sides, and that'll make it x equals 10. Awesome. Cool. So here we just found our system of equations. It's x equals 10 and y equals 5. Sorry about that 5. It's really hard to go back and change them. So we'll go on to the next one. Okay, so this one's set up really nice, where all we have to do is we just have to add the 2 together to cancel out this 2x and this minus 2x. So we get, after doing a simple addition of both of these equations, we're going to get 0 plus 9y equals 36. Cool. Then now we have 9y equals 36. We can just go ahead and cross out that 0. Cross that out. So now it's just 9y equals 36. We're going to solve for y, so we're going to divide by 9 on both sides. And we're going to get y equals 4. Cool. Then we can go ahead and we can look at this. Maybe you want to choose this one to plug it into or this one. I'm going to choose this one because it looks like it might be just a little bit easier. So we have minus 2x plus 5, 4, because that's our y right here, equals 16. And that equals negative 2x plus 20 equals 16. We're going to get negative 2x equals negative 4. Divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2. And that's going to get us x equals 2. Awesome. So our system equations for this system right here, our solution to this system, is y equals 4 and x equals 2. Okay, so on to our next example. Go down to here. Also, if there are any questions, please go ahead and throw them in the chat. It would be nice to get some questions or take the surveys that are being thrown into the chat as well. That way we can figure out what either we're going to do in the future or what we can do to make it better. Cool. And for anybody watching afterwards, we're always live at 6:30 p.m. every Wednesday with different topics. Okay, now onto this example. So there's a lot here, and we're going to go ahead and make this a really simple thing. There's a couple different ways we could go at this. We can try to set them all of our x's equal to each other, or we could simply just move some stuff around. So in this case, I'm going to choose to move stuff around. So this equation also equals x equals 6 minus y minus c, right? And then we can go ahead and plug this into something else, and then we have a simpler equation, and then we could find exactly what a y equals and plug that in to the same. Actually, no. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and start over real quick. Cool. So I think what we can do here is we can multiply every equation by, we can multiply this one by 2. We can multiply this one by 12 and solve for z. So here we get, I'm going to remember to keep us inside the frame, so I'm going to write this a little compressed. 12x (72). This one is the same. Oh, it's going slightly over. Okay. I can make those equal signs a little bit smaller real quick. That's fine. Thank you so much, Jake. Okay, cool. This equals 72. And this one equals 51. And this one's going to be kind of fun. Okay, so we have 4x plus 2y minus 12 z. I'm already encroaching on that territory, so sorry again. We can make this negative 28. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to add them all together. So this is also a negative 28. So we have to add them together as best as we can. So we can subtract this one from this one and find our z. Might be blinking a little bit. Long day at Rose kind of does this to you. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try to take a different step. I kind of like my initial approach, but we're going to try to run with this one. Subtract this from this one. This one will leave totally by itself. I'm just going to circle that to remember that for later. We're going to get 9x plus 12y. Oh, that changes. Sorry, you guys. Okay, cool. We have this figured out. So that's pretty good. And then we can go ahead and simplify for one of these variables. So let's say it's the 6y, right? So we're going to get this 6y by itself by being 21 minus 9x and divide by 6 on both, or on everything on the other side on both terms. So we have y equals, let's do the simplification really quick. That's 7 over 2. This one's going to be 3 halves x. Okay, so our y equals this. Go ahead and throw this in a box real quick. Keep on accidentally clicking down on the button on the pen here. Okay, so now that we have that, we can plug that into a different equation, or we can go ahead and solve for our z also through a different equation, so that we could plug it all back into this and find our x. So real quick, we're going to go ahead and make this okay. So we're going to have to simplify we're going to have to get rid of our x's. We're going to have to get rid of our y's in terms of z and x. So what we're going to want to do here is we're going to want to get this we're going to want to do 3x plus 6y plus 12z equals 51. And we're going to want to multiply this one by nothing, since we're trying to get our y by itself. And this bottom one, we're going to want to multiply everything by 6. So I'm going to go ahead and actually do that in my head to save us some space on here, because this is turning out to be a lot of extra work, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and multiply this one right here by 6. So we're going to get 12x plus 6y minus 36z equals 6024, negative 84. And then we're going to subtract this from this. And we're going to get negative 9x plus 48z equals negative 84. Oh wait, nope, that's added wrong, my bad. Real quick, I'll erase that. That plus that, we're gonna get 135. Then we can solve for z. So we're gonna get 48z This is actually really funny. The computer we're live streaming off of just got pushed to restart by our tech firm here at the school. So if the end of the live stream gets cut off, I'm sorry about that. I'll try to get as much in. After I do this example, I'll go ahead and jump to the next subject. So, okay, we have 135, and then we have plus 9x. Cool. So then we're just going to divide by 48 everything here. Okay. So I have some room right here, so we can go ahead and plug these into our original equation, solve for x. And we can do that simply by doing... This can be a really, really weird and gross way of doing this, but that's okay. Actually, there's a lot involved here. Do we have time for it? I think we'll have enough time. I'm sorry not to get through this example, but how about we go ahead and go on to the inequalities real quick. Sorry that took so long, but if we go to that, then we'll be able to cover that in a little bit better of a form. Okay, so things to know when you're solving an inequality. Whenever you multiply by a negative, you're going to flip your signs. So basically here, I'm going to solve it by doing this. I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. And I'm going to get negative 7x less than or equal to 15. Okay. Cool, so here's the part that we're talking about in this. Whenever I divide by negative 7, I'm going to be flipping my sign. So the outcome of this step is going to be x is greater than or equal to 15 over negative 7. Okay, so that's our answer here. We can go ahead and go on to a couple more examples. So very similar to that is 7x plus 5. Okay, so same idea, just this time we don't have to divide by a negative. Oh, my bad. So x is less than 15 over 7. Once we get to an answer that comes to more of like an integer or a whole number, let's see if there's one in here. This one would be a good one. Okay, so I'm also going to go over how to check your answers when you get them. So in this example, right, if we subtract 39 from both sides, right, now we're going to have 13x is greater than or equal to negative 39. If we divide by 13, x is greater than or equal to negative 3. Okay, cool. So now to go over how to kind of check your answers once you get them. Whenever you get an answer from doing an inequality, you can basically choose numbers that are bigger than this one. So let's again go back to the idea of a number line. It's not the straightest line, but it gets the job done. So let's say we had negative 3 right here, right? I actually drew my number line wrong. That's a horrific line, but it's okay. Negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. Gets the idea across. So here we're basically going to be representing that our solution, since it's equal to, is at -3. We can go ahead and, I'm pretty sure I'm remembering this right, make it a full circle. The computer doesn't want to let me make circles tonight, but that's okay. And it's going to be going this way. So all of our answers are going to be greater than this. So, okay, cool. So all of our answers to x are going to be something greater or than or equal to -3. So when we plug in -3, it's going to equal 0. So let's say if we plugged in 1 for 13. And this one's pretty easy. So 13 times 1 plus 39 is greater than or equal to 0. And this, of course, is definitely greater than 0. We get 52 is greater than or equal to 0. And that is totally true. That's the next example. Okay, so this one it gets a little bit more tricky. It's just a lot more on the screen. And then we'll go back to those other examples. To 1. Cool. That's a z, by the way. That's not a greater than or equal to. Cool. So now we can go ahead and subtract this from both sides. We get 13z is less than or equal to -52. Let me go ahead and divide by 13. Cool. We'll get z equals -4. Or z is less than or equal to -4. So this just gives us an idea that we could plug in -4 for both of these, and that this one would be less than or equal to this. So here I can show you ahead real quick. So -4 times 8 plus 52 is less than or equal to, make sure I don't run out of room here, -4 times -5 plus 1. So I'll do this one right here because it's easier. This one's 21, and it's greater than or equal to -32 plus 52, which is 20. And that is definitely true. This one is greater. Let's go ahead and choose one more example of something that's where z is less than -4 or equal to it. So let's say it's -3. Oh, we could show Desmos. Yeah. So here we can go ahead and I'll go back to a different example. It doesn't really show. This one will be a good one. So here's our equation right here. 13x plus 39. And let's go ahead and open up Chrome. We're going to go to Desmos. And this will be able to show you how to really kind of graph this type of stuff. So it was 13x plus 39 is greater than or equal to plus 39 is greater than or equal to 0. So what I was trying to say with this example of an answer, this isn't solving for a system of equations. This is just solving for one variable in a inequality. So all of those answers, as we found in the presentation in our steps here, right, our x is going to be greater than or equal to -3. If we go back to that graph right here, we're at -3, and everything in the shaded region is a possible answer for x. So anything along this number line greater than. That's kind of what that arrow is trying to show. All right. Good. We'll go back to that one system of equations, and if we have time for it before we start to count down, we'll get to it. And if we don't, are we nearing it? Well, 3 minutes. Okay. Then let's see if there's anything else. Nope. We can go ahead and try to finish it off as best as we can, or maybe it might be better to stop it here since I'm going to get cut off right towards the end. So thank you everyone for watching. We're open from 6:45 to 10 this evening. Please go ahead and call AskRose Homework Help or visit askrose.org. We're here to help and give free tutoring and hopefully help whoever has to learn or wants to learn mathematics, science courses, and or any STEM related subjects. Please do call. Thank you.